House Republicans appear to be having a moment of self-reflection and are not liking what they see. Recently, Representative Andy Biggs gave a televised interview where he admitted that House Republicans have done absolutely nothing with their majority, telling Newsmax, quote, "We have nothing, in my opinion, we have nothing to go out there and campaign on. It's embarrassing." To which anchor Chris Salcedo responded with, "I know, the Republican Party in the Congress majority has zero accomplishments."
Oh my God, he admitted!
And he's not the only one. Representative Patrick McHenry, talking to NBC News, said, quote, "If we keep extending the pain," by pain I mean to the American people, "and creating more suffering, we will pay the price at the ballot box. We need to get the hell out of the way, cut the best deals we can get, and then get on with the political year." Yes. Now, look, that's what you have to do with divided government. But I do think it's kind of funny and ironic. Where it's like, we have to stop extending the pain. Bro, your entire party is about inflicting pain on women, poor people, everyone who is not a rich white Christian male. But anyway, okay, yes, you understand that, hey, maybe you have to do just a tiny sliver of something for the American people to get them to vote for you. And you're admitting that you've done absolutely none of that. Wonderful, great. But look, here's the thing. On some of the stuff that, yes, could be attributed to Biden, but also could be attributed to Republicans saying, okay, we're going to actually do something that's going to kind of help the American people. Well, you had groups against those things like the Freedom Caucus, okay, who were decided to not do anything so that Joe Biden does not get credited with a win, so that Democrats don't get credited with a win. Even stuff that they do care about, like they don't care about, the child tax credit, right? They're not interested in that. But something they are interested in, at least they say they are, border security, right? Oh, yeah, we're going to do something about the border, right? Well, if you remember, but it was a couple of weeks ago, you had Representative Troy Nehls admitting to CNN that, you know what, yeah, we're working on a border deal, but I'm not really interested. I'm not going to support it. In fact, quote, "I'm not willing to do too damn much right now to help a Democrat and to help Joe Biden's approval rating." That's on one of the possible deals that they were working on in order to get what they claim to be in support of, which is a border deal. Okay, and they're working on that in the Senate. Now, the others are spending deal between House Speaker Mike Johnson and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. Now, that might actually end up resulting in some deep spending cuts, which is what Republicans have claimed that they wanted to do. Now, there's also a bipartisan tax deal that gives business tax cuts, but in return revives that child tax credit. So that child tax credit, pretty popular. Okay. Now, that said, the Freedom Caucus and other right-wingers in that group didn't like that spending deal because it would keep the government open, not get rid of funding to Ukraine, or end the investigations into Donald Trump. So that's their priorities, right? Yeah, we just want to end. We want to let the Russians beat Ukrainians, okay, and take that over. And we're going to end the investigations in Donald Trump. We want to stop that. We want to stop the weaponization of the Justice Department. Sure you do, really. No, they even didn't like the tax bill because Senate Republicans in the Wall Street Journal editorial board said it, quote, might give Democrats a huge policy victory. So basically, they're still doing the, if you don't give me the 100% of what I want, you will get nothing. And then saying, oh God, we've got nothing. What do we run on? Of course. Now, some do say that, hey, there's time. And for example, Representative Mario Diaz-Balart of Florida says there's still time for Republicans to get a few wins. If we can do the tax bill, if we can do the appropriations bills, if we can do something to actually strengthen the border, then I think that would be highly, highly, highly successful Congress. This Congress has broken the record of being one of the most unproductive Congresses in recent history. Unproductive. He says, we got to get a couple of those things, man. Ooh, we'll be highly successful. Okay. You have a very different opinion of success. You know, I think if you're actually doing something to help the average person, that's going to be successful. But again, that's not what Republicans view as success. There's more. Representative Brian Fitzpatrick said, I hope there's enough adults in the room that are willing to focus on progress rather than purity. It would be really nice, this is Kevin Cramer now, if they could hang their hat on some accomplishment. It would be ironic if the thing that prevented them from being able to hang their hat on good immigration or border security policy would be the election, because it could be the only thing that might save some of them. Now, look, I remember showing you the video of Chip Roy back in Thanksgiving, who criticized the Republicans for not having done anything. So Roy told NBC News for this interview that he stands by that critique because nothing's been delivered yet. No final product. By the way, it does not matter who's sitting in the seeker seat or who's got the majority. He said before the C-SPAN cameras on the House floor, we keep doing the same stupid stuff. Look, there's a simple reason for that, and that's Republicans really don't want to govern. I mean, the whole purpose of the Republican Party is to dismantle, destroy, privatize, and funnel that money to the donors. That's kind of the whole point. So, of course, they're not going to do anything to help the voters, and so they distract. That's the name of the game, okay? And it's a constant distraction that we see with, talking about Trump. And not only that, but also claiming that the Democrats don't want to do anything in the border. The Democrats don't want to do this. They're like constantly trying to pass bills. And so they're not getting taken up. They're not getting passed through the House. And of course, when Republicans had the Senate would constantly filibuster pieces of legislation passed by the Democratic House, and they wouldn't do any negotiation. So that's kind of the problem, okay? And funny enough, I've got this picture of Andy Biggs up, right? And it just reminds me of the saying, like, don't just be part of the problem, be the entire problem. Andy Biggs is part of the House Freedom Caucus, and he's complaining that we haven't done anything, and yet he's the guy, one of the people, who's blocking everything. The irony. There's no self-reflection in this piece about self-reflection. But again, I didn't get to the most important thing for being a Republican in Congress. As I mentioned, dismantling, destroying, privatizing. But the most important thing now to Republicans is to remember to own the libs.